Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be sitting down filming today's video. If you're thinking to yourself that this makeup looks familiar, it was in my last video, yes. I work in retail and it is a extremely busy time in retail when it comes close to Easter. So I thought before it gets too hectic, I would try and pre-film a couple videos for you guys. So you might be seeing this makeup a little bit. I really just wanted to quickly mention that on my OXX makeup video, testing OXX makeup, the views on that just keep climbing and climbing and climbing, and it's just blowing me away, and I'm so excited and just so amazed that, you know, I'm just sharing makeup with you guys. I'm sharing something that I love, that I'm passionate about, and the response that I'm getting is just, oh, it's crazy. You know, I never thought I would even get like 20 views on a video. Like, if I get 20 views on a video, I'm like, oh my god, 20 people have watched it. And I think we're sitting at like 730 views at the moment, and like, oh my god, that's just, it's just crazy, and I just can't believe that many people have watched my video and responded to it. So thank you guys so much. I have a lot of exciting content coming up. I have some things that are a little bit scary and some things that I'm very excited about. So today's video is an eyeshadow palette declutter video. I have all my eyeshadow palettes here. I do not have a ton of makeup compared to other people in the beauty community, but compared to people I know, I have a lot, and I do seem like a little bit of a crazy person in my everyday life, which can't blame them for thinking that. So yeah, this is all my eyeshadow palettes, and if you guys respond well to this eyeshadow palette declutter / collection video, that I will be doing my blush, bronzers, and highlights, which is just in this little thing over here. So if you're excited to see my eyeshadow palette collection, then do keep on watching. I don't even know if I said my name. I'm a little bit hypo, but if you're new to my channel, what's up? My name's Courtney Marie. Please subscribe, and oh my god, I'm going to stop talking. Let's get straight on into today's video. Alright, so I just brought this forward. This is my first little thing. I am going to take all the palettes out of it, and then we will talk about the actual container itself and then get stuck into all the palettes. Alright, so it's super dusty, but this is the container itself. Basically, it is a metal 3-tiered fridge, not fridge, like pantry stand that you would put in your pantry, and then you would stack like spices or tins of stuff on top of it. And then I picked up these acrylic fridge containers, and I've basically just glue tacked them onto the bottom, so when it sits, it's a nice little 3-tiered acrylic moment. And I usually put my big palettes up the top and my smaller palettes down the bottom. So yeah, this is what works for me. I did DIY this myself, and I did make another one just there, and this is what all my palettes sit on. It is really expensive to find acrylic containers in Australia because the beauty industry isn't such a big thing here as it is in America. So, you know, if you go to the Container Store or something, things are very expensive. And I think this cost me maybe like $20 to make, maybe not even that much. So yeah, this is what all of my palettes sit on. So that is what it looks like empty, and that is what it looks like full, if you were wondering. Let's get straight on into the palettes. So these are not in any particular order, and we do have a lot to go to, so grab a snack, grab a drink. This video is going to be quite a long one. So the first palette I have is this Gorgeous Cosmetics Custom Eyes palette. This was in 2 palettes that I depotted, and I put them into 1 palette. So you can customize palettes from Gorgeous Cosmetics. This is not a ready-made palette because I did add some of these brighter colors here. I think the only colors I added were this really bright orange and this really hot pink. Everything else, I believe, came in this palette. So yes, this is a Gorgeous Cosmetic. It is like a luxury, I think it's Italian brand. I'm not 100% sure, but I did get this given to me for my birthday, so I will be keeping that one. Next is my Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette. I absolutely love this palette. I really reach for this bottom section here. This transition shade is perfect for my skin tone, and China White is amazing. Vanity is perfect, and I really like the shade Confession as well. But my favorites are Courtney, China White, Vanity, and Black Rainbow. So this is a staple in my collection, and I would never get rid of it. It was also a gift. So a lot of my more expensive palettes are gifts because I love drugstore makeup and I don't justify spending a higher price tag. So this is the Sports Girl Everything Rosy Eye and Cheek palette. It looks like this. I absolutely love this palette. I love this red color here called Impulse and this purple shimmery shade called Sweetness. It is amazing. It is one of my favorite palettes from Sports Girl and also in my collection as well. So I will not be getting rid of this one. This is the BH Cosmetics Wild and Free palette. This is all blue tones, and I don't really wear blue on my eyes because I do have blue eyes. I really, really like this color here, which is why I've kept it for so long, because I feel like maybe one day I would use that color, but I am going to put it in the maybe pile because I'm not 100% sure on it just yet. Next is a new addition to my collection. This is the Sweet on the Inside Coconut Scented Eyeshadow Palette by Sports Girl. This is what it looks like. This blue color here is absolutely amazing. I probably don't need that BH one because I have this color, so I will be getting rid of that BH one and keeping this palette here. So the next palette is from BH Cosmetics. This is the Neutral Eye palette. I do not use this that much, but I do love the formula of this palette. So I did have 3 of these palettes and 2 of them broke. But I love the formula, and it's really hard to get BH Cosmetics in Australia. So I did make my own little Z palette here, and I put all of the BH shadows into this little Z palette that I made. They are drying out a little bit because it doesn't like shut, it's just virtually just cardboard. So yeah, but I do still use them because until I repurchase it, I don't want to get rid of these shadows just because BH is so hard to get here, because the shipping does cost a lot of money. So I do have the foiled original and the modern mattes in there, and this one hasn't broken yet, so definitely keeping this. Next is another Sports Girl palette. This is the Sweet on the Inside Peach palette. This is what it looks like. It is very similar to the Kylie Jenner Royal Peach palette. This blue is absolutely amazing, and same with this coral color. There's some really nice mattes in here, and I will not be getting rid of this one. This is another Sports Girl palette. This is the Eye Shader palette in Burgundy. Again, this is a dupe for a Kylie Jenner palette. This is the first Sports Girl palette that I purchased, and I absolutely love the formula. It is a staple for me, and I do recommend it if you're thinking about going traveling, because it does have everything you need in here for a cohesive look. This is the Shaaanxo original palette. Mine is falling apart, but again, BH Cosmetics is super, super hard to get here because the shipping is really, really expensive, and obviously the conversion rate. So I am going to hold on to it for the time being, but I hope I can get my hands on the Shaaanxo Remix palette because I really, really want it. So this is the Violet Voss Pro eyeshadow palette. This is the Drenched Metals one. This is an all shimmer eyeshadow palette except for these 2 colors right here. This is a beautiful palette. At first, I did not like the formula of the shimmer shades. I thought they were really dry and a little bit overrated. But once mixing them with a setting spray, the formula is absolutely amazing, and it lasts all day long on your eyes. And I would really be interested in trying out a matte palette from Violet Voss as well. Next is a newer addition to my collection, and this is the BYS Festivals palette. I do really like this palette, but the packaging is a little bit of a letdown for me. It is really just plastic sitting in here, so you can completely pull it out, and mine has cracked already. The bottom of it, right here, the bottom corner is cracking, and it's cracked here. And all I did with it is purchase it, put it in my suitcase, and travel with it here, and put it in my makeup collection. None of my other makeup got damaged, so I don't know if it was damaged beforehand or what, but the actual shadows inside are really, really good. So, a new addition is the Pastel Goth palette. I will not be getting rid of this over my dead body. I absolutely love this palette. It's stunning. If you don't own it, then I definitely recommend picking it up because it is absolutely amazing. Next is this little Milani eyeshadow palette. This is actually surprisingly really good. It does come with a little brush as well. This is the Earthy Elements one. I would be really interested in trying some more of these little eyeshadow palettes from Milani, but again, it is a brand that is hard to get to Australia because obviously it is an American brand and you do have to order it offline. Next is the Kristen Leanne palette. I'm not getting rid of this over my dead body as well. It is absolutely beautiful. It is such a unique palette. I will have a video up dedicated to this palette soon on my channel. This is the Carly Bible BH palette. This is the original one. As you can see, it is well loved. I've talked about this a lot on my channel, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. I would be interested in trying the Deluxe edition though. Another BH palette is this Galaxy Chic palette. It looks like a little planet. They are all baked shadows, so I do not use it as often as I should, but it is absolutely to die for. This color here called Asteroid is my most used shade. I love it as an inner corner highlight. It is just the most intense icy color ever. My brand new Tarte palette, I will be just latching onto this forever. It smells amazing. It smells like chocolate, and I would never get rid of it. This is my little Essence palette that I created. I really never use this eyeshadow palette. The only thing I use in here is this color. It is the perfect highlight shade for me, and perfect like lid color. So I do use this palette all the time purely for this color to highlight with. So I am interested, maybe I will swap these colors out for like a highlighty color and sort of use the eyeshadows as highlights and put it in my highlight collection because this is like my most used highlight ever. The color is, I just stuck my nail in it. The color is 10 Apricot. It's like the perfect just highlight color for me. All the other shades that I have in here, this pink shade is just not pink enough. This brown shade's really muddy and this bronze shade is too dark. So really I only use the color to highlight with, and I would definitely get rid of these other shades once I filled up this palette with highlight colors. Moving on, I have the Illuminate by Ashley Tisdale palette. This is from BH Cosmetics. I really don't use this palette at all, and it's not bad, it's just not colors that I would reach for. It's a little bit more on the cool side of things, so I will be passing this along. Next is the Pretty as a Peach scented eyeshadow palette from Sports Girl. It looks like this. It is a dupe for the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. And I absolutely love it. I love Sports Girl, I love their formula, and I can never fault it. This is the Morphe 35OM palette. I have not been shy about my thoughts on this palette. I honestly never use this palette. I just think it's too bulky for me to reach for. These smell really weird. I'm not sure if they're supposed to smell like that, if they've always smelled like that, but yeah, I'm not shy about my thoughts on this palette. I'm virtually just keeping it because it is Morphe, and you know, I don't know, I paid money for it. It's Morphe, it's not terrible. Like, the colors break up on my eyelids, and that's sort of unacceptable, to be honest. They don't blend, they're patchy, and I just think they're so overrated, and I'm so disappointed that I bought this because everyone and their dog talked about this palette, and then I got it and it was just so disappointing. So Morphe has been reformulated, and I would really like to try the new formula of shadows, but all of their palettes are really pricey, especially the Jaclyn Hill palette is very pricey to get here. So I am going to be keeping that because it is Morphe and I might use it eventually, or at least compare it to the old formula. The next is this eyeshadow palette from OPV, the gorgeous eyeshadow palette. I love this palette. It is beautiful, but it sits up the back of my collection, and because it is so big and bulky and it doesn't have a mirror, I don't use it as much as I should do. But I am going to keep it because it is beautiful, especially for doing client makeup, because it has like virtually everything that you could ever need in one palette. So I do love this one, and I definitely recommend checking it out. OPV is cruelty free and their products are absolutely amazing from what I've tried. So the last palette in this little section is the Sports Girl All I Need eyeshadow palette. I believe this is duping the Too Faced Natural palette, but it is absolutely amazing. I did use this palette in the full face just using eyeshadow, and it really surprised me at the versatility of this and how well the shades actually perform. The shimmer shades in this palette are exceptional, and I absolutely love it. It is a like all-rounder eyeshadow palette, as you can see from the shades on the back. So if you were looking for something that you could just have in your collection as a staple, and it's something that you could use for heaps of different looks on heaps of different people, then I would definitely recommend checking that out. Alright, so that's all the palettes back in there, and this is the next section. This is mostly Makeup Revolution and I Heart Makeup. It's all under the same belt, so it's mostly Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palettes. You guys know I absolutely love Makeup Revolution, and I don't think my love will ever die. So I might as well just go through everything that isn't Makeup Revolution first, and then we can talk about all the Makeup Revolution palettes, because I probably won't get rid of any of them, even though I don't need them all. Alright, so first, this is all of my Colorpop palettes. I will not be getting rid of any of these. This is my favorite eyeshadow formula. My favorite palette at the moment is the Yes Please palette. I took this with me traveling to Sydney. As you can see, it is very well beat up, which is the sign of a well-loved eyeshadow palette. So definitely keeping that. This is a Dream Street palette with Kathleen Light. I feel like this is a slightly different formula to what their formula normally is, because I did have a little bit of a harder time blending this, but I haven't played with it enough yet, so I will be testing that out. The My Little Pony palette is another absolute staple in my collection. It's such a beautiful, colourful palette, and I feel like it's flattering on so many different skin types and flattering with so many different looks. The next is I Think I Love You palette. I really love this palette. I really want to get the double entendre palette, which I think is the warm tone version of this palette, because I really do like that. And next is the Colorpop All I See Is Magic eyeshadow palette, which is absolutely beautiful. I literally almost stuttered then. It's absolutely beautiful, and I would not get rid of this ever. So moving on. This palette is from Color by TBN. It's the Lost in Your Eyes eyeshadow palette. This is a really powdery mess. It's not pigmented at all. It cost me $10. I could have gotten a Makeup Revolution palette for $10, and it's absolutely terrible. So do not recommend, and I will be getting rid of it. Next is the W7 Naughty 9 eyeshadow palette. I really, really loved this when I first got it. If you look back on my channel, maybe 8 months ago when I first started out, I did a video using this, and I loved it, and I used it a lot after that video, because it was really the only purpley cool tone palette that I had, but you can really only achieve one look with it, so I am going to be getting rid of it. I will go to W7 and have a look at their other eyeshadows, and I might do another testing W7 makeup video if that's something you guys want to see. Next is this OXX Studio eyeshadow quad. These look really, really different in the pan, but virtually they have no colour payoff whatsoever, and they all just sort of look the same on the eyes. So I don't like this. I think their original eyeshadow formula was way better than the Studio line, and it's a little bit cheaper too. This is the BH Cosmetics Wild and Alluring palette. Again, this is all baked shadows. I think I am going to get rid of this one as well. It is like a dual tone pan, so it does come off when you swatch it with multiple tones in one swatch, which is just not what I'm looking for. So I will be getting rid of that one. Next is the Wild at Heart palette. This palette is stunning, and I think I might keep it purely for this pink shade. I know that I shouldn't do that because, you know, but like if I ever need like a super intense pink or purple color, I do have it. And also this peach color up the front here would make a really nice highlight. So I am going to hold on to this one. So I just want to let you know, like, we've reached a new level of like ratchet and low on my channel. I ran out of wet wipes last night and I haven't had a chance to go to the shop. So I put on some tights especially to film this video, and I'm literally just wiping my swatches on my tights, and I'm spraying some body mist on my fingers to get the swatches off, because this is mainly just water. It's like smelly nice water, and it's a really wet body mist. Like, it's really wet, so I don't use it like as a perfume because it's literally like it drenches you. So I'm using it to take off my swatches because that's the new height of low that we've reached here on this channel. So then we have a few palettes that I'm on the fence about. This is the Balm Appetit palette. I'm not sure if I did a video on this. I think I might have filmed one, but I don't know if I uploaded it. This is what it looks like. This color here is really, really stunning, and it's perfect for that wet metallic look. And this copper color is like amazing. I really do need to use it more. But these cool colors down the bottom I just don't use, and these mattes don't really show up on my eye. So I don't really think it's worth the price tag. It is the only Balm eyeshadow palette that I own. I would be interested to try their other palettes as well, because I have heard a lot of bad things about this one, but also a lot of good things about the other palettes. So next we have this little Makeup Revolution Star Sign palette. I will be keeping it just because it is my star sign, which is Cancer, and it's cute and it doesn't really take up much space. Next is the NYX Avant Pop palette. I am going to be keeping this as well because I do like the formula. I don't think it's worth the price tag. This is about 30 Australian dollars, but it was a gift and I do really like the formula, so I will be keeping that. Okay, so I do have another BH Wild Child palette, and I really like this one, so I'm going to keep that too. Next I have my BYS palettes. I don't really think I need to acknowledge them because I've spoke about them a lot, but I have the Peach palette, the Berries palette, and the Matte palette, which is new to my collection. I don't think I will be purchasing the Berries 2 or Peach 2 just because seeing them in store, they do look really, really similar to the colors that are already in here. So I don't really think that I need them. So let's move on to all of the Makeup Revolution stuff because we might be here for a while. This video is going so long. Okay, so first things first, I have the Revolution Ultra Metals eyeshadow palette. This came in one of the Christmas box things. Looks like this. They're really good quality eyeshadows. They're super, super pigmented, but it is just a palette full of shimmery colors, so I do not reach for this that much just because it's like an extra step that I don't really need to take. Next I have this I Heart Makeup Chocolate Elixir palette. The packaging on this is amazing. This is a dupe of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I absolutely love this palette. It was a staple in my collection when I first got it, and I used it every single day. And then I sort of gravitated towards the Yes Please palette, and I might gravitate back towards this because it is a different type of warm tone. It's a more berry warm tone, if that makes sense. Okay, moving on. I have the I Heart Chocolate palette, which is the original chocolate palette. This is duping the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, I believe. That is why I'm keeping it, because everyone has that palette and everyone talks about it as a staple. So really, it's just good to have this palette as a dupe because it has all the same colors in it. And if anyone ever references the original Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, then I have this to reference to and, you know, to do a look with. I also do like this one. It is just a little bit cool tone compared to what I like. So next we have this Ultra Color Explosion palette. I don't know. I'm undecided about this one, to be honest, because like it just underwhelmed me. Like the swatches are okay, but then like I tried to use one of the shimmer shades in the palette and it just wasn't like the best thing in the world. That's it there. So I don't know. I'm undecided. I've only played with this once, so I will have to play with it some more. I'm going to be janky and use my my body mist to take off my swatches. At least my hands will smell absolutely divine by the end of this. Next is the hashtag Revaholic palette. This was limited edition in the Christmas Vault. I love this palette. These are eyeshadows, these are highlighters. Obviously you could use these as highlighters if you had like a really deep skin tone. This gold color here is baked. It's really pretty as an eyeshadow, and same with this pink color. It's really pretty as an eyeshadow. I haven't really dipped into this too much because, again, the eyeshadows are a little bit too cool for my liking. This is the Dead or Alive palette. This was one of my first Makeup Revolution palettes that I got. Again, it's completely cool tone. Yeah, so I'm not really sure why I bought it, but I really like these two shades here as inner corner highlights, which is why I keep this palette. So, and I really would never get rid of anything Makeup Revolution because I still have a very diluted dream that one day I will work for them, so I'll need all of this stuff. Next I have the Ultra Neutrals eyeshadow palette, which looks like this. This is all matte. It's absolutely amazing if you like warm tones. It's a staple in my collection, and it did also come in the Christmas, I think it was like 12 days of Christmas thing. Next I have two of the limited edition Christmas palettes from Makeup Revolution. You can still get these, so I don't know how limited edition they are because they don't really say Christmas anywhere on them, but they were released for Christmas. They have sparkly packaging. This is the Life on the Dance Floor Sparklers palette, which is absolutely stunning. The shades in here are super pigmented, as you can see. So I will be keeping this one. And this one is the Life on the Dance Floor Guest List palette, which is a warm tone lover's dream. It's virtually the perfect palette to create a sunset eye. You have the purple, the coral, like the orangey over here. So I do absolutely adore this palette. A lot of the colors are quite similar, and the shimmers in here are a little bit of a letdown. They're not like the intense shimmer that I would normally reach for. Now next is the Chocolate Rose Gold palette, which looks like this, and this is a dupe of the Huda Beauty palette. I do really enjoy this palette. It has some really pretty foiled colors in here, which looks like so, and if you are looking for a dupe, it is a good option. So keeping that as well. Alright, we are on the home stretch. Next is the Neutrals vs. Neutrals eyeshadow palette. This is the original one. I absolutely love this palette. It is a warm tone lover's dream. The foils in here are beautiful. The shimmers are beautiful. It's amazing. I love it. Next I have two of their newer palettes. This is the Reloaded Iconic Fever and Reloaded Iconic Division. This one is a dupe of the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, and it's absolutely stunning. And this is obviously a dupe for the Subculture palette, and it is absolutely stunning as well. So these are brand new to my collection, so I will be hanging on to these for the time being. This is the Ultra Eye Contour Light and Shade palette, which is a dupe for the Kat Von D Contour, the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. So I was really considering, whilst purchasing the Pastel Goth, if I should get the original Kat Von D one. And, you know, it was a really hard decision for me because I have so many dupe palettes that are amazing. And using those palettes, I don't think the formula is any better than what I'm used to. It's just like the name behind the brand sort of thing. So I'm really happy that I didn't purchase and have two, like a duplicate of something, but I absolutely love this palette. It is a staple in my collection. I feel like I'm saying that about a lot of things, but I mean it. This is the Midnight Unicorn palette. Do I have to say anything else, really? Like, the colors in here are to die for. They're colorful. I love colorful colors, and they're just amazing. So, next is the Mint Chocolate palette. I love this palette so much. The packaging is amazing. I love it. I did not ruin one of the shades in here, but this beautiful metallic gold color, the swatch is absolutely awful. I did put setting spray in here to make it foiled. Unfortunately, it did dry up and it's really crumbly, and the swatch is like virtually nothing anymore. If I wet it, it comes back to life, but on all of my other palettes, if I do put setting spray in the shadow, it does not dry that up. You know, it will evaporate and then the shadow will go back to normal. So I'm not quite sure why it ruined the shadow. But yeah, if you try and swatch it really hard, it does have a payoff, but if you mix it with setting spray, then it does work nicely. So I do like this palette. Next is the Salted Caramel palette. Again, this is a knockoff of a Too Faced palette. Not a knockoff, but a dupe of a Too Faced palette. I do like this one a little bit better because it does have that warm aspect to it. So I will be keeping that. Then I have the Chocolate Vice palette. I actually really, really enjoy this palette. I think it's beautiful, and this foiled gold is to die for. Like, stunning. Oh! Next is the Chocolate and Peaches palette. I really never use this one at all. It is probably my least used chocolate bar palette. It's just a little bit underwhelming, like color scheme wise. I feel like it's not corally and peachy enough, but I do like this green color here and this pink color here. And the last three palettes, this is the Soph X Revolution palette. This is one of my favorite palettes. Absolutely beautiful, and I love Soph, so I will be keeping that. 32 Ultra Professional Eyeshadows in Flawless Unlimited, which looks like this. This is a little bit more cool tone than what I'm used to, but I do like the variety of slightly neutral warm tones down the bottom here. And the last palette that I have is the Flawless 4. I love this palette so much that I did it in a giveaway, and I bought one for my mum for her birthday. So I love this one, and I wanted to share it with as many people as possible. So, oh my goodness, that was a lot of eyeshadows that we just talked about. But that is my eyeshadow palette collection. I'm getting rid of this many, which isn't that many, but you know, it's something, which is a start. So yeah, so this is all I'm getting rid of, which is good considering my collection isn't like huge compared to some people. But yeah, so if you guys enjoyed watching my collection video / declutter video, then please do give it a thumbs up. and let me know if you want to see me declutter my highlight blush contour palettes, etc., because I would really love to do that as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed filming this. I hope it wasn't like too long for you guys, but yeah, I'll see you in the next video.